Yes, hello and welcome to today's stream here in the lovely motorsport park of Belasco. This is right, West Coast, USA is where we are going to be racing today. We've got the F4 cars out and we have a lovely 40-minute race for you guys to watch. Up first though, a 10-minute qualifying where these drivers can put in, well, their best lap time and hopefully see at least one of them be on pole. I'm your commentator today, Nath Dude. It's all me today, all by myself. But we have indeed got accounts back, not on BeamGP as a whole, but we've got verified accounts using Discord. So hopefully in the next few weeks we should be able to get some ranked races going again. All good news for you people, so you can also get a profile just like this. This is Rybred, he's one of our silver drivers, and as you can see, home race for him then. He's going to be trying to get some good points being silver rated. He's one of the more experienced drivers on the field that we have. We've also got drivers like Chile and C's, who's also and Meg, who's been here for quite a while as Rybred gets beached. Let's have a look at Daniel then. Daniel just making his way to the reverse corkscrew. Infamous corner for many drivers. Oh, almost losing the rear end halfway through. It's very tricky corners, very, very steep. See Satan following him. Oh, a lovely little switch and recovery from Satan at the back of the final corner. As we make our way, C's and Satan then, the two drivers with lap times on the board. C's with a 1:42.7 and Satan about 8 seconds behind. So we should be able to see Satan. Oh, Daniel's going into the wall as he just misses the braking point for turn 3. Maguti going off before the final corner. Let's have a look at C's then, current provisional pole sitter. C's then, as you can see, is one of the managers here at BeamGP. He's also staff at BeamGP, but it's for us. He does a lot of media stuff, and he also is in charge of the website. You may also be double screening this because Le Mans has just started. Oh, looks like there's a few issues in there as well, but I'm sure they'll be fun. They've got 24 hours to figure out what's gone wrong. For us though, our stuff is just starting. 6 minutes 20 left in the qualifying session. We still see C's out in front. We're watching Mech down the back straight then. Let's see what he can do. Oh, that's interesting. As he rounds the corner up the top. Well, right on board, so you can see just how steep it really is through that corner. Very easy to do what we saw Daniel do and lose the rear end as he goes to start a new lap time. Satan then just bring his lap time down to be 1.6 seconds behind C's. Rybred doing an outlap as well. We can see him. Oh, Satan's gone off. What is that? That is turn... Oh, that's interesting. That is turn like 4. Not usual we see a driver pointing backwards. We see some tire marks. That is very interesting. We see Chile now leaving the pits. Got 5 minutes to settle up. Time should be plenty of time. Let's just make our way over to Rybread. Because, as I said, Rybread is, well, as we've seen, he is a local here. He is from America, and he is also one of our silver drivers. We can expect him to be quite high. Emin, Mech, both setting laps 7 seconds slower than C's. We can expect those to come down as well. Mech entering the pit lane. C's setting a 141.7. He goes even faster than before, as we've still got 4 drivers, Maguti, Eclipse, Chile and Daniel, yet to set a time. They've got 4.5 minutes to do it, so they've still got a little bit of time, but that time is going down, that's for sure. These F4 cars then, they have been used in every season of BeamGP. They were the only car we had in the first season, which was very fun, I can tell you that for sure. Watching Rybread bump it over the final curbs onto the back straight. Now the start finish straight over the line. What is this for him? Rybread goes to P2, 1.4 seconds slower than C's. Let's have a look. Daniel just going wide. Oh, that's gonna completely ruin his lap and hope. Just he entered the long back straight as well. Unfortunate for him. Hopefully though, he can get another lap in. He should be able to, as we see 2-minute laps. We've got 3.5 minutes on the board. We see Eclipse in the pits. If he leaves now, he'll be able to set a new lap time, but currently it looks like he's going to be starting from the back of the grid. Maguti then, spinning it, riding the sausage curve sideways, completely destroying the floor of his Formula 4 car, and re-entering onto the line of C's. As we make our way down over the grid, and that's just very poor show from Maguti. First race here for Maguti, I don't recognize him. Just diving it down the inside of C's, going wide, and crashing into C's. That is terrible show of form there from the rookie racer. Hopefully nothing happens too bad. Still no time on the board for him as he spins it out of turn 3. Let's have a look at C's then. He did effect from the damage as he spins out of turn 4. We already saw Daniel pointing backwards at that turn, and well, C's adjusting on the fly very well to the initial damage, but then spinning on the throttle out of the next corner. Hopefully it doesn't affect him too much, but he does have a pole all but secured. Rybread, as I say, all but secured, absolutely demolishing the gap from 1.4 to 0.2 seconds. Hopefully we could see that shrink even more. C's unable to set a faster lap now. He's not going to be able to cross the line in time to start and complete another flying lap. Rybread though, if he keeps this pace up, we could see him on his way to pole. Sayson then, currently P5, 2.5 seconds slower than C's. We could see him, he is quite well, he's got a few weeks of experience under his belt now. We could see him shooting up that leaderboard to about P3 maybe. Well, we'll have to see. It's all in this final sector now as we make our way through the run-up. Tricky left-hander here, you can see adjusting the steering wheel all the way around as we make our way to the reverse corkscrew, just getting a little bit of slip on the front as he makes his way down the hill. Through the final chicane we go, little smoke from driver in front. Daniel, as we cross the line now, Daniel goes up to P6. Sayson shoots up to P3, just as I expected. Well, it's a 1.8 second gap to P1, but that's still P3. and that's still a really good showing from Sason. Let's have a look then at the battle between these two, Emin and Chile, as we head our way onto the reverse corkscrew. Oh, Chile goes wide and Emin goes into the wall. That is unfortunate for both drivers. Both laps are effectively, well, are ruined. Chile will have his lap invalidated, and Emin just ruined the time there on his lap. Could see Emin start a new lap. No, what a terrible drone camera that is. Back to track cam, and he's going to be the first across the line. Shakes the checkered flag for quali and doesn't improve. Let's have a look then at Rybread, currently 1.1 seconds as he makes his way onto the long back straight here at the Belasco Motorsport Park. He's currently got a 0.171 gap to C's in front. C's, as I said before, unable to make a faster lap time due to damage. Rybread then, as we see here, just rounding turn 5, 8, as we make our way through the run-up, turn 9, 10, and through the corkscrew of 11 and 12. Looking pretty good as we make our way to the little short stint, the final chicane. Riding on board as we go through, making it as straight as possible, getting a slipstream, oversteer off track, and what a kerfuffle to keep it out of the barrier for Rybread. Over the line, text checkered flag, doesn't improve P2. As we were talking about that, Sason into the pits. Emin finished his lap P4. We've still got Chile, Daniel P6. Let's have a look for Chile. Where is he? Here we go, crossing the line. Where is this going to put him? He was the final person to cross the line. Doesn't improve. He's going to start the race from P5 into the barriers and the traditional wrecking the car at the end of the session. Well, your grid for the race then, as a 40-minute race, is C's, Rybread, Sason, Emin, Chile, Daniel, Mech, and from the back, No Time Said, Eclipse, and Maguti. It's going to be an interesting 40-minute race. We could see a little bit of action, especially in the middle of the pack there. There are a lot of drivers around the 2-second mark. Sason, Emin, and Chile. It's going to be an interesting battle, and we will see you in a little bit. under a minute left until the lights go green, well, until the cars get teleported to the grid. And we have 9 cars in the server. Make that 8 cars. The drivers then just sorting out their setups for the race. Ignore the no texture signals. I have done everything normally to get textures back, but they just are not showing. So we'll just have to put up with a lot of autumn leaves on the ground. It's a very hot summer here, and well, qualifying has finished, practice warm-up has finished, and now we should soon see the cars being teleported to the grid. Here they go. We are going to watch from Rybread in P2. As we get the lights out now, it's a 40-minute race, 5 red lights. We go green in Belasco City, looking at the back out of the pack. It's a pretty good getaway from everyone. Emin slightly slower, holding up Daniel, who looks for the inside into turn 1. C's got a terrible getaway, and what has happened? C's with a terrible getaway, and the server, for one reason or another, calling a red flag. I don't want to call anything that I shouldn't, but I don't see any reason that the server would have called a red flag. We'll just have to hope that everything goes right. We see the issue now. It had 99 laps. All set now, 40 minutes on the clock, and we will soon be on our way. Hopefully. There we go, the driver's on the board correctly, as we see all 8 of them on the leaderboard. The lights go red then. 5 red lights, they go green instantly, and away we go. Great start from everyone again. Emin bogging down slightly. Sayson then just being cut off by Rybread as we go into turn 1. No one knows being chopped off for Sayson. Someone's gone backwards. Someone's had a moment. Who is that? That looks like Emin is in the wars. Let's have a quick look at him. He's got a broken front left suspension, also lost his front nose. Someone else is involved in that as well. I don't quite know what. It looks like Eclipse and Daniel. Daniel's in the pits. Let's have a look at Maguti. Maguti's gone off. Let's have a look at Chile, who's at the back of the pack. Unusual for him. He's going to be looking to get his way out P4 currently, with all of the issues. Emin just behind him. Oh, little look up, a little tank slapper almost. Recovers it though as we make our way onto the back straight now. Looking at the slipstream, you can see Emin out back. Eclipse just leaving the pits, and let's have a quick look at the battle for the lead then. Rybread down the inside at the back of the thing. Contact with C's, sending C's off. Luckily keeps it at the barrier. That's damage for Rybread now, as we've got Sayson taking up on C's as we head into the corkscrew. Lock up for Rybread in front. Sayson slowing down a lot. C's very nearly crashing into him. Chile sideways through the corkscrew as we now head our way into lap 2. Battle between C's and Sayson. Sayson spins it on the final corner. Keeps it at the barrier though. Gets the engine restarted, and he is now P4, but he's going to have a little bit of a run up to the pack in front, who's just overtaken him. Let's have a quick look at C's now, who has Chile behind him. These 2 drivers, Rybread, C's and Chile, all experienced here in BeamGP. They all know what they're doing. Let's have a quick look at C's stats as we have a look at lap 2. Lock up from Rybread. C is of course platinum driver, and he's going to be catching up on all of these little moments. Another lock up for Rybread as we make our way through the stadium section. Onto the back straight then, 37 minutes left in the race, and C's catching up to Rybread for the win, getting the slipstream down the back straight. Slipstream is very powerful here, especially on this back straight. You can see just how much time C's is gaining on Rybread. Down onto the final corner, a little hill here as we go over. It's a massive hump as we make our way into the braking zone for the final corner. Around we go, massive lock up from Rybread. C's avoiding him very drastically, going off track just to make sure he doesn't make contact. Stays behind, but he's not too far away as we head into the little stadium, the second stadium section here as we make our way through the top of the corkscrew. Rybread goes straight away, and that allows C's to get in front. Of course, if you make a mistake and go wide and cut a corner, you have to give the position back if you're overtaking or defending. C's out in front, then in the lead. Rybread behind and Chile behind him. Let's have a look at Chile as we make our way into turn 1. Riding on board with Chile, we will just have a look from this perspective at the battle in front. Rybread then making a few mistakes, locking up his tyres a lot actually, as we make our way back to turn 4. Another lock up for Rybread. He keeps locking up these tyres. If he locks them up much longer, he's going to destroy them all as we catch up to some back markers. Rybread cuts in the corner again. The American not very fond of his car currently, by the looks of it. He now has to make up to, well, he now has to defend from Chile down this massive back straight where we've seen already it is really difficult to, defend from. Daniel Maguti almost getting lapped by C's. Sayson catching up to this battle for P2 as well as we make our way down the slope and into turn 7. Rybread locking up again and going to the extremities of the track, missing the apex completely as he makes his way on out of the back straight into the run up to the corkscrew. Daniel getting in the way for everyone. Sees now being caught up in this drama as Maguti is out in front. Blue flags in this championship mean there's a fast car behind you. Don't make any stupid mistakes. If you see Chile and Rybread making contact, that's Chile with a lot of damage. Daniel spinning and Rybread without a front wing. Massive drama on the start of lap 4 for the two P3 and P4. Chile still P3. Sayson now promoted 2 positions higher to P2. Rybread down to P4. Let's have a look at C's. Oh, a massive catch for C's as he makes his way past Maguti. Let's have a look at Sayson now, who also has to catch up with Maguti. Is this going to be easy? No, it's not. Maguti just getting in the way. Going offline, online and offline again. Sayson making it past eventually. Oh, what is Maguti doing? Sayson out of nowhere. Contact made with Maguti. Maguti has to go to the pits now. He's got damage. Sayson caught in the gravel. He's also going to be going to the pits. Daniel then behind Chile. Chile with a lot of damage is going to be making his way to the pits. Daniel can pass if he wants to. Chile unable to make that right handle almost, as we see that car very sluggish for what we normally see cars to be. Sayson then with the fastest lap taken out by the rookie Maguti. Overtaken by Eminent as he resets to the pits. Chile really putting up with this car, bringing it back all the way to the pits. He stays P3 as Emin is in P4. Let's just have a quick look where Emin is. Just a few moments behind. He is, what's that, about 18 seconds behind Chile? So a little contact there. Sayson, just got to feel bad for him. He's taken out by no fault of his own, a driver 2 laps down, and that's his chance of a podium, maybe even a win, just disappeared just like that. Let's have a look at the driver who's currently set up to lead. That is C's, currently P1, as we have 30 minutes left in the race. And I would like to remind you guys, if you would like to join the races, just head over to our Discord at discord.beamgp.com. QR codes at the end of the stream. Head over to Start Racing channel and get yourself registered. If you want to watch any of the previous races, head over to youtube.com/@BeamGP. And if you want to look at the driver ratings, head over to beamgp.com and you can look at all of the ratings there. This is the rating for C's. Sorry, for Chile. Chile is a platinum driver, currently P4, a minute and a half behind C's in front. One of our platinum drivers, he's been here since season 2, and well, he's a very well respected member of the community due to being here so long. As we make our way into the final 30 minutes of the race. Well, due to incidents up and down the grid, as C's now gets a time penalty, it's not going to affect his race at all. We have a lot of drivers all over the place along the track, none of them near each other at all. These things happen, unfortunately, in racing. Let's have a look at Rybread, P3 currently, making his way down the corkscrew. And again, just so blind is this corkscrew. You've really just got to trust the marker boards and trust that you know the line and that your car will do what you want. If there's an incident at the bottom and you don't know about it, you are just done for. You will not see it until you're part of it, and you just got to put a lot of trust in all of the systems, because we do now have automated systems. So we do now get full course yellows, virtual safety cars, and red flags if there's massive incident. But it doesn't beat good old reaction times, which hopefully can get you out of a muddle. But in that corner, most of the time, it usually is not enough. Eclipse then, not able to make anything of this race, leaving the race and just spectating for drivers as we see Maguzi spinning again in front. Let's have a look on board with Rybread as we make our way onto the back straight. Just a few seconds behind Maguzi then. We will surely be catching up and lapping. Over the massive hill at the braking zone. Massive lockup for Maguzi there, massive plume of smoke, as he is going to be showing the blue flags again into the run-up. And just how quickly we closed in on Maguzi's. He cut the corkscrew, he's got to give it back. Just what is he doing, rejoining so dangerously, cutting onto the racing line, which is not what you're meant to do when you're rejoining a track at all. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of protests about him after this race as we make our way onto lap 7. Rybread a minute behind C's, of course C's being out of all of the fun that we've seen today. "28 minutes left in the race." This is one of the longer races that we've had in BeamGP, because we have had longer. Most notably, previously we had the 2.4 hours of Nürburgring, and tomorrow we have the 2.4 hours of Le Mans, along with the GT Junior Series at Palmadera. But currently, this is Formula 4 at Belasco. As we see Rybred P3, let's have a quick look. Eclipse in the pit lane. He is 7 laps down. I don't think he's going to be continuing. Let's have a look at Emin then. Emin P2, just a few seconds up the road from Rybred, but also a whole lot further down than C's. Making our way downtown, driving fast. And well, currently there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on, unfortunately, but we will have to see what happens later in the race. Of course, anything can happen. C's could get a whole lot of time penalties and be relegated down, depending on how unsafe he plays this. He's already got 1 penalty for something, so it's not impossible. M in P2, no time penalties, and caught up in a lot of incidents in the opening couple of laps. Let's have a look at Maguti, the rookie driver. It's his first race here in BeamGP, and currently he's definitely got the skills to match, but hopefully he can get some more improved skills. Chile just having to avoid Maguti as he rejoins the track again into the stadium section. Definitely seems like he needs some mentoring. If you'd like to do some mentoring, well then, there are trusted racers in BeamGP where you can go and ask, and they probably will say no, but if they say yeah, you could get a nice little mentoring session from one of them. I haven't tried that myself yet, so I can't say what the qualities are like, but I did read that in one of the old announcements. Here we see C's, the race leader then, just making his way out of the back straight. And again, these cars, depending on how much fuel they put in, they can run for a few minutes, but I don't think they can do a full 40-minute race. Not quite sure why the organisers decided 40 minutes today, but they did. I'm not going to judge. But we could maybe in the later stages of the race see some pit stops for fuel. And tyres. The tyres cannot race a full 40-minute race. They just wear out super quickly. So we will have to see what happens there. Just watching C's, the leader, lap 10, catching up to Chile. Of course, the lap times they're putting in qualifying was about a 1:40. Chile 1:30 behind, so he's about 10 seconds up the road from C's here. He's going to be lapped a few moments. As we see Maguti once again going to be put to 4 laps down. Let's ride on board with C's and see how fast we catch up. "23 minutes on the clock then." You are watching BeamGP, the Formula America here at Belasco. C's the leader, followed by Emin and Rybred, caught up in a few instants behind. Just catching the rookie Maguti as he spins it into the barrier, and that is going to be another trip to the pit lane for him as we see C's going through the corkscrew. And well, yeah, currently Saison in the pits, Maguti in the pits. Actually, where is Saison? Saison has left the server, so something massive has happened with Saison and he is not happy. Let's have a look if anyone's waiting for an interview. No. And we'll just have to see what happens. Hopefully things can get a bit closer together. And we will hopefully... Oh, we see C's making an uncharacteristic mistake there out of turn 4. No, turn 3, my apologies. Turn 3 is quite difficult. Usually it's only difficult if someone's in front of you and you don't have the grip in the tyres, but it is also a corner that people have spun on the exit of before. And, well, C's added to that list once again. As we tick under 22 minutes. The gaps are still incredibly wide between everyone. Miguti has quite a few laps to make up before he can overtake Sayson in the leaderboard. Sayson is out of the race, Miguti isn't, but Miguti hasn't done as many laps as it's Sayson, which means Sayson is still in front. Hopefully Miguti can learn the car and continue to drive, but currently... Oh, did I see Sayson? Oh wow. There's Daniel. There's Rybread. That's Eclipse in the pits. That's Emin. And we're back to C as well. I don't know what I saw, but let's have a look at Daniel then. Daniel P5, 1 lap down. And currently, there is not that much to talk about here in the Belasco Grand Prix. Just a lot of drivers in their own separate bubble around the track. Hopefully we can get the drivers all bunched up together again. Currently watching Chile P4, a few seconds ahead of C's behind. Chile then, as we are under 20 minutes, half of the race gone. We enter the final half of the race. Chile P4, Rybread P3, with those two drivers having penalties. Emin P2 and C's P1 also with a penalty. Those are the only drivers on the lead lap as... Oh, hang on. Let's have a look. That's Daniel, I see. Daniel going to be going back to the pits again, 2 laps down. Sayson left the server. Miguti has also left the server. Eclipse still in the server, but didn't get going in the race. And that guest is a phantom car, didn't exist. 18 minutes in the race, and currently the closest gap is between Emin and Rybread, P2 and P3 respectively, but that is a 13-second gap. So quite a long distance, but hopefully, as I say, something can happen and we can get the pack all bunched up again. This track is quite wide in a lot of places, so if anything were to happen, well, you can easily avoid it. That's not to say, though, that if there is a massive wide sorry, wide debris field that it's unavoidable. Just that it's not usually something that can happen here, and well, has been seen before, only a couple of times, but not too often. As we look at all the advertising around the racetrack. And the clock keeps ticking down. C's left the pit lane, so something's happened with him. We'll wait for the leaderboard to update. Oh, Rybread's flipped it on the corkscrew, lost a wheel. Does he land right side up? He doesn't. That is going to be a teleport to the pit lane if I've ever seen one. Spectacular fashion. Unfortunately, teleports way too quick for anything to come out of it, though. That's going to be a long wait in the pits for repairs, as we see Eclipse also in there. Emin then, P2 10 seconds behind C's. Pardon me. Something's happened to C's. He must have had a mistake, teleported to the pits, and only lost 30 seconds, which means we could see Chile. Chile's up to P3. Rybread somehow lost a lap. Don't understand how. No, that does make sense. That's very unfortunate for Rybread. Chile in the pits. What's happened to Chile? As we look at the leader. What has happened? He's got a front wing. This might be for fuel. As we see Rybread leaving the pits behind, who's that? That's Daniel on track, Daniel P5, a lap behind Rybread. The clips. This is Emin just going past the bollard, which took out Rybread from the lead lap in spectacular fashion. As we tick into the final 15 minutes of the race. Let's have a quick little rundown of positions then. C's with a few mistakes, teleporting to the pit lane once in first. Emin with a massive moment with a few other drivers in the first couple of laps. He's P2, 10 seconds behind C's. Chile also caught up in those incidents, got a lot of damage in P3, a minute and a half behind C's still. That's impressive that the gap is still that. Rybread being taken out by a rookie driver on lap 2, and then being taken out by a bollard a few moments ago, P4, a lap down. Daniel then, his first race that I can remember him being here, he's P5, 2 laps down. Sason being taken out by Maguti. He is 7 laps down, out of the race, out of the server. Maguti then, first race in BeamGP, made a lot of mistakes, a lot of unsafe re-entries. He is 10 laps down, out of the race, out of the server. Just having a look at where I've been told about something. And yeah, Eclipse never starting the race but entering a car anyway, still in the server, but I doubt that he is going to be joining us. Yeah, I guess 547, I don't know who that is or what car they had. Certainly not in the race. This is your leader then, Seas, one of the many drivers who has been here the whole race. He's platinum rated, and currently you can see why. A pretty dominant race, got pole and has led every lap until then. Could be a Grand Slam, as we see him catching up to Chile. And starting lap 17, 12 minutes left. That means 9 laps left in the race, possibly. So if you go off of laps completed, 9 laps. And if you go off of time, well, for sure, 11 minutes 20 seconds. Daniel, Chile and Seas all in the stadium section now, riding on board with Seas, the leader, who is about to lap both of them actually. Chile is going to get a nice dosage of slipstream from Daniel. Seas going to get slipstream from Daniel and by Chile. Of course, the slipstream carries over. All the way down this back straight then, let's have a look at what happens. Rybread just making his way through the run-up. And the gaps seemingly just very, very consistent. As we watch the leader make his capture, make his gain, make his pass on Chile through the run-up now. It's a very tight section. Many a position has been lost in this corner. Many race result. Oh, Daniels lost it halfway through the corkscrew. Seas making his way now around the outside into the inside on the final chicane down Chile. Chile's going to have to yield. He does, and both drivers make it very cleanly. 10 minutes left in the race, and we make our way onto lap 18. Here's Daniel. Car is okay, but of course the tires are going to be a little bit warm. Chile then P3, 1 lap down, and Emin now has a penalty to serve for track limits. Previously he was the only one without a track limit. Now he's the only one with a track limit. Unfortunate to see how the tides turn, but that is the way of the times. Current update for 10 minutes in the race. Of course, Chile now just trying to stay with Seas. He's got a person in front of him. He has a target. Rybread also in front, a lap down as well. He is going to be 2 laps down soon. Let's have a quick look at Rybread then. His home race, P4 is still quite good, but you would have wished for something a bit better. A silver-rated driver. And we'll just ride on board as we see the next set of events take place. Chile and Seas. This looks so intimidating. 2 drivers chasing you down as we ride on board with the American. On to the start finish straight to start the leader, lap 8:19. Chile and Rybread starting separate laps. And this sees Daniel entering the pits as well. He's still in the server, but currently not too many drivers left actually driving. Again, blue flags in this league don't mean get out the way, they just mean careful. There is a faster car behind you as we see Rybread getting all sorts of out of shape on the start of the back straight. Riding on board with him now, we'll see Seas getting a massive dose of slipstream. He's going to Slack it all the way down the back straight, and side by side we go up the hill, around the corner, now up the hill. Seas has got in front, Rybread is still going at him though. Down the inside, this looks like lap 1. Rybread down the inside, little contact made with Seas, Seas flinching his car. No friendship lost there. Rybread going off, Seas almost driving into him as he locks up all of his tyres into the corkscrew. Then Rybread going wide, little oversteer moment. Seas keeping it nice and clean, little bump in the middle. He also again gets slipstream down the back here, and through the chicane, slipstream turns into dirtier. Down the straight here, dirtier turns into slipstream, and the slipstream allows him to go faster. Into turn 1 we go. Who's going to brake later? Looks like they both brake about the same. Still Rybread in front of Seas, but of course a couple of laps down. We see Seas diving down the inside, has a look, doesn't quite go for it. We see Rybread still in front through turn 3, through turn 4. Rybread just keeping Seas on his toes. It seems these two drivers want to have a battle, which is completely legal. If they both want to have a battle, they've got to keep it clean. That is the rule. If they have a moment, they cause each other to crash out, they will be looked at by the stewards. As we see Seas once again with a moment of slipstream down the back straight. We'll see what happens. Seas might have an idea of going around the outside this time. We see the gain is not quite as much as we've seen in previous times. As we look on the track camera now, that's just how close they are. Massive look up from Rybread, he misses the apex. That's a moment for Rybread. He's gone right into the barrier on the run up to the corkscrew. He teleports back to the pits, and that is another lap lost for the American. Terrible, tragic news for the P4 driver there. We're currently watching Emin, 20 seconds behind Seas, and P2 on the track. Just lapping normally, he makes it cleanly through there. No mistakes, no mishaps, no tank slappers into the barrier, destroying your car. Just nice, plain, smooth driving. 20 seconds and a 2-second time penalty to Seas out in front. 5 minutes left in the race then, and we have a massive battle on our hands, potentially growing between Seas and, well, maybe between Rybread and Chile. Depends on when Rybread leaves the pits. Rybread and Daniel could also have a moment as well, depending on how long Rybread's repairs are. Seen some exorbitantly large repair times in previous weeks. Hopefully he can get out the pits pretty soon, and we can see him keeping P4. Let's get out of the Orange Sea, and let's have a quick update here. Yep, this looks all good. Aye, aye, aye. Three minutes on the clock for us then, and it's 3 minutes until the hour. As we are watching Emin in P2 fight to, well, not lose that much time. If you guys would like to take a part, well, just head over to discord.beamgp.com, head over to the Start Racing channel and register yourself up for a license. If you would like to look at any of the previous races that we've done, head over to youtube.com/@BeamGP. Head over to the live tab and you should see it all there. If you want to look at the driver ratings as we see Emin heading into the pits, it is beamgp.com and head over to the drivers tab at the top. 3 minutes left in the race. Emin in the pits for new tyres and some fresh fuel. Fresh tyres and more fuel. will get it in the end. C's then currently out in the lead, and I think it is all but secured now for C's, because we have seen C's make a mistake before where he had to, what's happened, close down the gap to P2 from 40 seconds down to 10. He had a moment teleported back to the pits, that's why that gap closed, but of course anything can happen. He could have the moment again and have to wait a long time. We've seen it before, we could see it again, so don't go anywhere. We're in the final 2 minutes, but it does look pretty confirmed for now, as we currently watch C's rock his car through the final chicane, and this is probably going to be the final lap. Yep, there we go, confirmed on the timing screen, last lap, as we have a look at C's. Let's ride on board through this final lap with the Austrian driver then. Through turn 3, this is where he had a moment before, just getting a little bit light on the steering into turn 4. This is the start of the stadium section. Turn 5, almost a 180-degree turn as we make our way around, followed by another almost 180-degree turn, turn 6. There's a little chicane in the stadium section there. Onto the back straight now, this corner flat out. And we see Rybed the other side of the back straight. He's going to have to keep going, but that is nothing for us to worry about now as we watch these on the final lap, lap 23, riding over the bump into turn 7 here, turn 8. Infamous turn here for many drivers. We've seen Daniel being taken out by that corner into the reverse corkscrew. The final sector now, we've seen Daniel also Rybed being taken out by that bollard there. And rounding the final section now, rounding the final corner, C's your leader here today, here in Belasco. Dominant victory, fastest lap, flag to flag, and pole position. A great race here for C's, and hopefully we can see him completing many more races like these again in the future. Chile then, P3, 1 lap down, and Emin, he's got about half a race to complete. Let's have a look at Rybed. Going over the hump. Have a look at where Emin is. Oh, Emin's rounding the final area now. And now we watch Rybed for P4. Unlucky for the American his home race here, but we've seen many a worse performance here around this track. Just got to keep it at the barriers, which he does. All fine and dandy. And now around the final chicane to take P4. Let's have a look at your race leader then. In the pit lane, anyone waiting for an interview? Yes, we do. Well, everyone, welcome to the commentary booth. Your race leader then. These whole fastest lap and the race win. You led it every lap, flag to flag. How must that feel?
Feels pretty good. Lap 1 was a bit chaotic and lap 3 because of the lap cars. But those were pretty new people. I think one guy got his new PC yesterday or 2 days ago. So, yeah, he didn't know all the rules. But apart from that, it went pretty smoothly. did a little race with Rybread in the end when he was the lap. So other than that, it was pretty much smooth sailing.
Yeah, of course, we saw Maguti having a little, well, moments with everyone. As you say, might not know the rules as well. First race for him, hopefully we can see him coming back. But for you, great qualifying, great race. Pretty lonely out there though.
I mean, yeah, I rather try your best than fight people and lose positions.
Well, well done on the race win. Everyone, your race winner, Steez. And I will let you go and celebrate with the rest. Well then, everyone, thank you for watching today's race. Let's have a quick look at what is coming up in the next few hours. At the top of this hour, we've got the GT4 v GT3 Challenger Automation. Tomorrow, we have GTJS and the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. So, two very fun races for tomorrow, and in an hour, we have another set of fun races at Automation. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been the 40 minutes of Belasco. I've been Nath. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.